Okay, and how about fruits? What kind of fruits do you like to eat?
I like apples, and I like strawberries and blueberries.
And if you had bread, what type do you usually eat?
Whole grain.
And do you have any cereal at all?
I eat granola sometimes.
And how I see that you had some potato. Do you eat any like rice or pasta or?
I eat brown rice.
Okay, perfect. And you had some pork. How many times do you think you eat like fish, chicken, red meat a week?
4, 5.
And do you eat any cold cuts or processed meats?
I eat some turkey
How many times a week do you think?
2 times.
And how about eggs or egg substitutes?
I eat eggs, probably maybe 4 eggs a week.
Okay. And any cheese?
I use Parmesan cheese a lot. Not that, shaker stuff, but
Okay. And is that regular, low fat, fat free?
regular.
Okay. And do you like any oils or butter on your food typically?
I'll use butter sometimes, and I use olive oil and flaxseed oil.
Okay. And soup? Do you do soup at all?
Sometimes I'll eat a chicken noodle soup.
Okay. And other snacks that you like?
I like yogurts.
Okay.
I like dark chocolate. I like Cheez-Its.
And I see that you do have your ice cream. Do you like any other cookies, cakes, or pie?
Well, I like them.
Occasionally?
Yeah, occasionally.
Okay. Any soft drinks?
No, I don't drink any soda.
Okay. I see that you have coffee. Do you drink any tea at all?
I drink green tea.
Okay. Any alcohol?
No, once in a while.
Any supplements?
I take a multivitamin
Okay.
and vitamin D.
Do you tend to add salt to your food?
Yeah,
And
all the time.
and how many times do you think you eat out? Fast food, restaurant, takeout?
Per week.
Yeah.
4.
So based on your diet recall, I estimate that you're probably eating around 2,800 calories right now.
Whoa.
And for your goal, we'd want you around 1,500.
15?
Yeah. And I know that seems like a large decrease, so we're going to work in increments to get it down, okay? I don't expect you to go from 2,800 to 1,500 overnight. That's not realistic. So we're going to come up with some options to see how we can maybe decrease your overall calories and start that weight loss going, okay?
Okay, good.
So there are some areas that I would like to address, and one of those is your fat consumption.
All right.
Okay, fats do tend to have, a large calorie content. So if we could, decrease those, and we could decrease your overall calories. One way would be maybe to use low-fat butter, or maybe no butter.
Yeah, that's a good
Under
idea.
corn.
I mean, butter's not a real necessity.
No, if you could do without it, that would be great. And then you use full-fat cream cheese, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe go to low-fat cream cheese, or do, 1/2 with low-fat, 1/2 with regular, or cut your regular cream cheese in half. And then you also, how much cream do you think you usually put in your coffee?
Well, I like my coffee kind of light.
Okay. So maybe switch to low-fat cream, fat-free cream, do maybe half fat-free, half regular.
Oh, so you still get the good taste.
Yeah. So that's an easy way. And then you said that you had like guacamole and salsa. Maybe you could just have salsa instead of the guacamole. Yeah, do you think that would be an option?
Yeah, that's an option.
Okay, perfect. Any other suggestions or ideas that you might have?
No, just
Okay.
gonna try to stick with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another area I would like to address is maybe adding some more whole fruits into your diet. I see that you do have orange juice, which is great, but orange juice tends to be calorically dense for the amount. So maybe add an orange, or you said you like apples, so maybe substitute the orange juice for an apple.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or some clients like to do dilute orange juice, so they'll put water in some orange juice, so you still kind of get that taste, but not as many calories. And that's a way. And then, for your afternoon snack, you had a granola bar and trail mix. So maybe do a granola bar and some strawberries or blueberries you said you liked.
That's a good idea.
You also said that you like yogurt, so maybe do some, instead of having the granola bar or the trail mix, have yogurt and berries.
Right.
Might be a low calorie option for you to do there. And then I see for lunch you have like the tortilla chips. Maybe substitute that for another fruit that you like.
Alright.
That would be a good idea. And then I know that you do like your chocolate.
I do.
Ice cream, but some other things you could do is like a square of Dove dark chocolate and maybe some strawberries with that, or like a sweet berry.
Right. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Or even like a bowl of frozen fruit and some like Cool Whip.
Oh yeah.
Would be an idea for you to do. So there's options. And then I would also like to see a decrease of empty calorie consumption.
Alright.
So that would be things like your lemonade.
Okay.
Is pretty caloric dense. So maybe switch that to water. Or they sell those Crystal Light packets that you can probably get in lemonade.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and add that to water if you still, want that taste. And then maybe instead of like a bagel, which can be kind of carb dense and caloric dense, switch to like whole grain bread or a whole grain English muffin. And then, like we said, maybe switch, the trail mix to fruit.
Okay.
And then another way would be, the chocolate ice cream that we talked about. I would also like to see an increase in your vegetables.
Okay.
You do have corn and mashed potatoes, which are great, but they are the starchier vegetables.
Yeah, you're right.
So I would, you said that you like broccoli, right?
I do.
So maybe instead of, the corn on the cob, you could have broccoli. If this was your dinner plate, ideally we would like to see half of it in vegetables. Okay? So maybe do like, some broccoli, your meat, and then, a quarter of starch. So quarter meat, quarter starch, half vegetable, okay?
Okay.
If that would be doable. Another way you could do it is, I don't know if you've heard of it, the cauliflower mashed potato, where you puree cauliflower. You could add some potato with that and just decrease the potato a little bit. And
I have heard of that.
Yeah, and add some cauliflower, doctor it up with
Have you ever tried it?
I have. I love it.
Yeah.
It's kind of an acquired taste, so, I would say put some pepper on it,
Right.
maybe some thyme.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so you could experiment with that. And then, would you be opposed to taking your lunch to work?
No, I just have to make the time to get it ready.
So you could, do a salad, or you could do, like, if you do like your burritos, you could do like a burrito bowl. So maybe do some rice with some vegetables. Yeah. And if you add cheese, just make sure that it's low fat or fat free, just to cut down those calories and that fat. So there's definitely ways that you could, decrease your empty calorie consumption. And then the last thing I want you to, work on for one of our goals is to increase your whole grains. Okay? And, some ways, like I said, you could do whole grain bread, a whole grain English muffin in the morning.
I forgot all about English muffins.
Yeah, they're a great way. And get some whole grains. And then, you said you like brown rice.
Yeah.
So you could do brown rice for dinner, or like I said, for lunch. Just be aware that a serving of rice is a half cup cooked. Okay?
Not
So,
much, is it?
no, it's not much, but just be aware because that could easily be overconsumed. And then, maybe instead of, you could do a sandwich on whole grain bread for lunch. So there's ways that you could increase your whole grain intake. Do you have any other ideas?
I know what I think a lot of my problem is, I never use any of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. So, incorporate portion sizes is super important. I'm going to give you a couple handouts that go over that. If you have to, measure it out. It might feel funny at first, but once you get, oh, that's what that looks like. Or,
Right.
oh, I'm having, 2 of these of ice cream when a serving is actually one of those. So you're having 4 servings of ice cream.
Probably.
So it adds up. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have do you have measuring cups at home?
I do.
For baking and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so if you have to for a little while just to get portion sizes down, I think that's totally
Yeah, I
reasonable.
think it might be a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So here are some handouts for you just to take home. We have just goes over, how many servings of fruit you should have, grains, dairy, vegetables, protein, and then we always want you, to limit your calories that you drink and your added sugar, your saturated fat, and sodium. And then this just goes over some ways to incorporate more whole grains. So, simple switch is whole grain bread, oatmeal. If you like oatmeal is a great one.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can do popcorn is a great one.
Yeah,
So
that's
instead of your pretzels, maybe do popcorn. You get a very it's a higher volume food, so you get more for a lower less calorie dense. And then this I think is a great one for you that you can cook a big batch of brown rice. Maybe portion it out ahead of time, ahead of your work schedule on a Sunday or something, and you could easily take it to work.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That makes it quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, some whole grain muffins. They give you some ideas, labels. Make sure that, the first thing is whole grain.
All right, yeah.
And then some other recommendations. And then this is just to remind you that, it's one day at a time, one step at a time. We're going to start with small changes, what we went over today. You're not going to, expect to lose 20 pounds in a month. It's going to be over time.
Right.
Ideally, we would like to see 1 to 2 pounds a week, nothing more. We don't want it to be too vigorous. So one step at a time. Be active, be patient, and, celebrate those small successes. So, if you bring your lunch 3 days out of 5, great. You're working towards a healthier lifestyle, okay?
Yeah. That's awesome.
So do you have any more questions for me?
No, this is all really good. When do I come back?
Okay, so I would like to see you in approximately 4 weeks. I think that will give us a good amount of time to see how your weight's doing, how you're doing with the suggestions that we've made today. But if you have any questions or you feel like you need to come in sooner, just do not hesitate to throw me an email, call the office, schedule an appointment. Okay?
Awesome. Thanks,
So
Anna.
you're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.